This isn't just a bike, it's a weapon on wheels. The Suzuki GSX-R1000R was built to dominate the road. Raw power, razor precision. Are you ready for this? What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, if you love motorcycles that stir your soul, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we have a lot more coming your way. Now, let's talk about the Gixxer. For decades, the GSXR nameplate has been synonymous with track-dominating performance and road-going excellence. The L7 generation, which is what we have here, first broke cover in 2017, and honestly, the formula hasn't changed a whole lot since then. And in a world of wings, semi-active suspension, and screens bigger than my first TV, some might see that as a weakness. I see it as a statement of confidence. Let's start with the heart of this beast, the engine. It's a 999cc inline-4, but this isn't just any old four-cylinder. Suzuki has packed it with some seriously clever tech, most notably their variable valve timing, or VVT. This isn't some complex electronic system, it's a beautifully simple, mechanical solution using steel balls that move with centrifugal force. At lower RPMs, the timing is retarded for better torque and mid-range punch. As the revs climb past 10,000 RPM, those balls are flung outwards, advancing the chem timing to give you a screaming top-end rush. The result? You get the best of both worlds. Round town, it's surprisingly tractable and easy to manage. But when you decide to open the taps, this thing absolutely lunges for the horizon. It builds power in a beautifully linear, predictable way, culminating in a ferocious top-end hit that will stretch your arms and put a massive grin on your face. We're talking just under 200 horsepower at the crank, and you feel every single one of them. The sound from the stock exhaust is pretty meaty too. A classic inline for hull that gets more and more addictive the higher you rev it. Now, all that power is useless if you can't control it. And this is where the GSX-R1000R really shines. Suzuki has opted for a less is more approach to electronics. You get a 10-level traction control system, a 3-mode drive mode selector, and that's pretty much your core package. The traction control is brilliant. It's lean angle sensitive, thanks to a 6-axis IMU, and it works subtly in the background. You rarely feel it cutting in abruptly, it just seamlessly manages grip, allowing you to get on the power earlier and with more confidence. The drive mode selector lets you choose between A, B, and C modes. A mode is full power, full aggression. The mode softens the initial throttle response, which is great for wet conditions or if you're just getting used to the bike. C mode cuts the power significantly, making it very tame for city commuting or treacherous weather. For most of my riding, I just leave it in a mode. The throttle connection is so direct and intuitive. You feel completely linked to the rear wheel. One of the standout features of the model is the up and down quick shifter, and let me tell you, it is one of the best in the business. Upshifts are lightning fast and seamless, whether you're short shifting around town or banging through the gears at redline. But it's the auto-blipping downshifts that are truly sublime. It perfectly matches the revs every single time, allowing you to drop gears aggressively into a corner with total stability. It's so good, it makes you feel like a moto rider, and it's incredibly addictive. Let's move on to the chassis and handling. The twin-spar aluminum frame is a masterpiece of engineering. It's compact, it's light, and it provides an incredible amount of feedback. This is where that analog feeling really comes from. You can feel exactly what the front and rear tires are doing. The bike talks to you. When you tip it into a corner, it feels incredibly nimble and eager to change direction. It holds a line with unshakable stability, but it's also flickable enough to make quick adjustments mid-corner. This balance of agility and stability is the holy grail of superbike handling, and Suzuki has absolutely nailed it. The suspension on the model is another major upgrade over the standard bike. You get top shelf show a balance-free front forks and a balance-free rear cushion-like shock. This is essentially raised spec suspension for the road. It's fully adjustable, of course, but even in its stock settings, it provides a fantastic blend of support and compliance. It soaks up mid-corner bumps without upsetting the chassis keeping the tires glued to the pavement. On the track, you can dial it in for maximum performance, but on the street, it's surprisingly comfortable for a superbike. It's firm, as you'd expect, but it doesn't beat you up over rough roads like some of its European rivals. Braking is handled by Brembo, as you'd hope. Up front, you've got dual monoblock calipers biting down on 320mm discs, paired with a Brembo radial master cylinder. The stopping power is immense and full of feel. You can trail brake deep into a corner with absolute precision. The R model also comes with cornering ABS, which is a fantastic safety net. It knows you leaned over and adjusts the braking pressure to prevent the wheels from locking up and causing a slide. It's another one of those systems that works in the background, giving you confidence without ever feeling intrusive. So let's talk about the rider experience. Ergonomically, it's a superbike, no doubt about it. The pegs are high, the bars are low, and you're in a committed riding position. It's not a touring bike, but for a leader bike, it's actually one of the more spacious and comfortable cockpits out there. The seat is reasonably padded, and the relationship between the seat, pegs, and bars feels very natural for aggressive riding. One area that does show its age is the dashboard. It's a full LCD unit, which was great back in 2017, but it does look a bit dated compared to the full-color TFT screens on its competitors. That said, it's very functional. The rev counter is huge and easy to read, and all the vital information is clearly displayed. Honestly, when you're riding this bike properly, you're not looking at the dash anyway. You're looking where you want to go. So who is this bike for? I think the GSXR 1000R is for the purist. It's for the rider who values feel, feedback, and a direct connection to the machine above all else. It asks for someone who wants a bike that rewards skill, but doesn't punish you with an overly complicated setup process. You just get on it, select your mode, and ride. It's a track weapon that is surprisingly usable on the road. It has all the electronic aids you actually need for safety and performance, without any of the fluff. Is it perfect? No bike is. The LCD dash is a bit old school, and some might wish for the aerodynamic wings and gizmos of its rivals. But to me, that's part of its charm. Suzuki focused on what matters most: an incredible engine, a world-class chassis, and top-tier suspension and brakes. It doesn't try to be a spaceship, it tries to be the best motorcycle it can be. It has a tool sharpened for one purpose: going fast and having an absolute blast doing it. It's that raw, unfiltered character that makes the Gixxer so special. In a world of digital perfection, this bike has soul. It's a thrilling, engaging, and deeply rewarding machine that reminds you why you fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. Alright, that's my deep dive into the Suzuki GSXR 1000R. And what happens when you take two of the most insane superbikes on the planet? Strip them of their fairings and slap on some high handlebars? You get these two absolute monsters, the Yamaha MT-10SP and the Ducati Streetfighter V4. Today, we're not just looking at spec sheets. We're diving deep into what makes these bikes the kings of the street, and which one might be the right kind of crazy for you. Let's start with the Yamaha MT-10SP, affectionately known as the Master of Torque. This bike is pure, unadulterated hooliganism. At its heart is the legendary 998cc CP for crossplane inline-4 engine, lifted straight from the Year 1 Superbike but retuned for monstrous mid-range punch. We're talking 164 horsepower and about 80 to foot-pounds of torque. The sound it makes is just intoxicating, a deep, guttural growl that's unlike any other inline-4. It's raw, it's visceral, and it feels alive underneath you. The SP version takes things to a whole new level. You get the latest generation of Allin's semi-active electronic suspension. This system is ridiculously smart. It constantly adjusts the damping on the fly, whether you're cruising on a bumpy road or attacking a corner on a track day. The result is a ride that's both surprisingly comfortable when you want it to be, and razor sharp when you need it. You also get braided steel brake lines for improved feel and consistency, plus an exclusive color scheme that screams performance. The electronics suite is comprehensive, with a full-color TFT dash, multiple ride modes, traction control, slide control, lift control, Basically, a whole suite of electronic aids to help you tame the beast, or at least try to. Now, let's turn our attention to the Italian masterpiece. It packs a 1103cc Desmo 16 Stradale V4 engine, another direct descendant from Motope. The numbers are just staggering: 208 horsepower and 90 foot-pounds of torque. This isn't just a powerful bike. It's a four-wheeled hypercar's worth of performance on two wheels. The power delivery is explosive, especially as the revs climb. And those biplane wings, they're not just for show. Ducati claims they generate significant downforce at high speeds, helping to keep the front wheel down and increasing stability. It's a direct application of Motope technology for the road. The Streetfighter also features a top-tier electronics package, arguably one of the most sophisticated on the market. It's all managed through a beautiful high-resolution TFT display. The chassis is a work of art. It's a scalpel, designed for one thing: to go devastatingly fast. So, how do they compare on the road? The Yamaha MT-10SP feels more like a street-focused brawler. The engine is incredibly flexible, with a fat torque curve that makes it explosive out of corners and effortless to ride around town. The riding position is a bit more upright and comfortable for longer journeys. It's a bike that feels playful and engaging at any speed. It constantly encourages you to have a little fun, to pop a small wheelie, to take the long way home. The Öhlins electronic suspension is a game changer, adapting perfectly to different road conditions and making the bike feel incredibly planted and confidence-inspiring. The Ducati Streetfighter V4, on the other hand, is a much more intense experience. It's lighter, sharper, and feels more like a full-blown race bike. The power is simply relentless. Open the throttle, and the world blurs. It demands your full attention. The chassis is incredibly responsive, and it changes direction with telepathic speed. It feels most at home on a smooth, winding road or a racetrack where you can truly exploit its performance. While it can be ridden around town, it always feels like a caged tiger, desperate to be let loose. It's less of a playful partner and more of a precision weapon. So which one is for you? If you want the ultimate expression of raw, usable street performance, wrapped in a package that's both thrilling and surprisingly versatile, the Yamaha MT-10SP is an incredible choice. That CP4 engine is a masterpiece, and the electronic suspension adds a layer of sophistication. That makes it a brilliant all-rounder. But if you crave the absolute pinnacle of performance, if you want a bike that is the closest thing to a street-legal Motope machine, and if your heart beats for Italian design and engineering, then the Ducati Streetfighter V4 is in a class of its own. It's a more demanding, more extreme, representing the very best of what hyper-naked bikes can be. It really comes down to what you want from your ride: the charismatic Japanese brawler, or the exotic Italian race weapon. Let me know in the comments which one you'd pick. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews. Ride safe.